Smorgasbord Radio Show.
Hey, Jerry, good to see you. Welcome to the SmorgShow Lounge. Before we start, you really got to try this good wine.
No, thank you.
Oh, come on. Be a good guest. Drink the wine. I uncorked it especially for you. It's really good. A rare vintage wine.
No, thank you. I mean, I do appreciate the offer, though.
Drink the wine. It cost me a lot, but you can have a glass for free. And then as an added bonus, I'll give you this bag of Hippies vegan puffs, which I know you love.
No, I'm fine. Thank you, though.
Tell you what, you're currently the chief conspiracy correspondent, the CCC. Mm-hmm. I'll give you a promotion to senior chief conspiracy correspondent.
That's very generous, but no thanks. I'm content to be in my current position as CCC.
You're not anti-wine, are you?
No, I just don't feel like drinking this wine right now.
Drink the friggin' wine or you can no longer be the show's CCC.
What?
I'll take it one step further. I'll ban you from coming to the studio.
Wow, your tone has really changed. What's up with that?
Now you need to drink 3 glasses or I'll stop you from being on the show altogether. And you won't be allowed to hang out with me for the next year.
Wait, what? 3 glasses? Or I can't hang out with you?
Did I say 3 glasses? I meant 3 bottles.
3 bottles?
Yeah, that's right. Every few months, I want you to drink 3 bottles of this particular wine I've prepared indefinitely for the next several years.
Years? Okay, what exactly is in this wine that you're trying so hard to get me to drink it?
I can't tell you that. It's a trade secret.
It's poisoned, isn't it?
No, it's just really, really good for you. It's a special healing wine.
Yeah, okay. Then why all the threats? I think I can make my own decision without the added pressure.
I just need you to, I strongly encourage you to drink the wine so you don't miss out.
But didn't I hear that Baba drank a glass and collapsed?
Totally unrelated. No correlation.
No. Like he was fine, and then he had a glass, and then he keeled over.
Coincidence. He just had too much wine.
I knew it was the wine. What about the rest of the SmorgShow staff? I mean, half of them also collapsed after drinking the wine at dinner.
All those staff members got ill from something else. Probably the undercooked chicken, or maybe they were just under the weather.
All at the same time?
You sure do ask a lot of questions.
I don't want it. What if something happens to me after I drink it?
Well, I'm not liable for that.
You're not liable for the wine that you're serving me? I definitely don't want it now.
Drink your wine so that everyone else won't get a hangover.
Huh? That doesn't even make any sense. I mean, maybe if they didn't keep drinking the wine, they wouldn't get a hangover in the first place.
Look at all these paintings hanging around in the studio of people from our staff drinking this wine. Look how happy they look.
Paintings? Look, I really don't want to drink the wine. I really don't drink wine in general. I don't want the wine. Even the idea of drinking this wine, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
It really doesn't matter if you don't want to drink it.
Okay, good. Then can we please drop the subject now?
Everyone needs to drink the wine. Hey, everybody. This is the SmorgasBord Radio Show, the SmorgShow Podcast, with your host, Chris, and my good friend, Jerry. How you doing, Jerry?
I'm a little hungover.
Yeah. We're back in the saddle again for 2022. This is the brand new SmorgShow Podcast, Buffet Bites, we like to call it. It is a smaller digestible bits for your listening consumption. We're going to try this new format. The idea of it is because people have a low attention span, it's not quite the way it was when we launched this podcast 12 years ago, where it's not our old radio show going on for 2 hours and we just sit around and we talk for 2 hours. I think the audience tends to drop off somewhere along the way. So we're going to keep this short, to the point, and very specific for each episode. How's that sound?
Yes. A new look for 2022. Or a new sound, maybe, is what should be said.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, I mean, it's going to be a little bumpy because we're not used to being so on point. I feel like this is like real radio where there's a program director hanging over you saying, come on, get to the point.
Yeah, that's kind of a little bit unfortunate because that's why you kind of like the podcasts and stuff, because it's a little bit more free form, a little bit less formatted.
Yeah, exactly.
But on the other hand, I think, a change in direction can also keep things a bit more fresh, more alive. Maybe if you just kind of keep doing the same format or kind of the same structure, people could get kind of tired of it. So, and also I think there are people, even if I personally do agree with you. I think attention spans have gotten shorter and shorter over the last 20 years or so, especially since you did it, which is 12 years? Is it 12 years you've been doing this?
12 years, yeah.
Yeah, 12 years. Yeah, so I've seen it, and I think part of it has to do with everybody running around with their smartphones to get an instant gratification from that. But I think, though, getting something to the people and having them really like it and digest it in kind of a more palatable form, because it doesn't, like you said, an hour or 2 hours. A lot of times people don't have that time actually to devote.
Exactly. Well, you're going on. I'm just letting you flow here. So I'm going to have to rein you in too at times. I think I realized because.
Well, I thought because you were looking around stuff, I was just trying to fill.
Yeah, you're trying to fill the time. No, I'm back on point.
Okay, good. Let's go.
Before we dive into this week's topic, just want to check in on you. You're all right? Because the last time you came out to the studio was October. And you've been in the craziness of Chicago lately. Without getting too detailed into what's going on out there, is it pretty much everything that I'm reading? It's kind of crazy.
Well, yeah. I personally am given to my own little bit of paranoia. I swear I feel I'm hearing more ambulance sirens going and just sirens in general.
Yeah.
That's one thing. But the main thing I think you're trying to get at is it is as crazy as it seems with the whole kind of like the vaccine verification to go and like dine and to go to places of entertainment.
Yeah, they're mandating it now.
They're mandating it now, and it's kind of weird. I did actually go to, because this is also in Cook County, which is the county that Chicago's in, and I did go to a restaurant within that jurisdiction, and they didn't check my vaccination. So I guess it would depend. Maybe there's certain businesses that are kind of ignoring it, but you don't know which ones they are. I mean,
right. You have to step in and basically see how they're going to react.
I think if it's a younger crowd, more millennial, more, I hate to use this term, but more left-leaning, then they're going to stick right with the vaccine mandate. They're going to be very particular about it.
Yeah. Well, you're out here in Kendall County, and
freedom.
It's freedom.
I love the freedom.
So I'm glad to have you out here. And I guess let's dive right in. Okay, that's new. That's I guess it keeps us on point. That's the transition stinger that knows you. We've transitioned to the next bit.
It sounds like chipmunk laughter in there.
It does sound like that. That's our producer. He put that together for us.
Crazy.
So, good news, Jerry. Facebook,
yes,
or should we say Meta, has come up with a brilliant idea to prevent your nude content from spreading across their platforms.
I'm all ears.
So Meta has partnered with the Revenge Porn Helpline and more than 50 non-governmental organization partners to launch StopNCII.org. Stands for Stop Non-Consensual Intimate Images. Together, they've launched a tool that allows you to submit your explicit or intimate photos and videos to a hashing database or a filtering tool so that they can be recognized and removed from the Facebook platforms in the future in the event they are used as revenge porn.
Revenge porn. That's new. I have never heard of the term revenge porn.
You have not heard that term?
Nope.
So, the way I understand it is that if you are in, let's say, a relationship with somebody and, they allow you to, photograph themselves or they send you pictures of them. And let's say you break up and...
That's their first mistake.
The first mistake is, to do that to begin with.
No photo equipment in the bedroom. It just should be no video just, if you can't remember, then you probably, if it's that boring, you probably should change your partner anyway.
Right.
You don't need a video to remind you.
Definitely not if you're just like meeting for the first time and it's kind of a flirtatious thing, and you think it's cute, and you send a text or something like that. So anyway, that gets the point is if they break up, or if they get into a fight, then they're basically being blackmailed. It's like, I'm going to release these photos, I'm going to post them or whatever. So
that definitely has happened before, and especially with celebrities, some stuff gets out. Well, we can go back to the original. I don't know if it's revenge porn, because I don't think she meant it to be that way. But like the Kim Kardashian sex tape.
Oh, sure.
But again, I think she probably released that to boost her career.
That could be, yeah. So it's really to prevent that sort of situation. So let me continue on with what happens is so needless to say, all of this new tool that the tech companies have put together has raised some concerns in the community. So Facebook has stated that this tool is for adults over 18 years old who think an intimate image of them may be shared or already has been shared without their consent.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Facebook attempted but failed to implement a similar system back in 2017. Back then, the process required users to upload the actual photos or videos of themselves to the site's e-safety commissioner through Facebook Messenger. So,
gee, I wonder why people were like hesitant to do that.
E-safety commissioner. Yeah, I trust that.
Yeah.
Self-appointed. It could be Mark Zuckerberg himself. Yeah. This, of course, caused quite a stir. From there on, similar technology would then be used. Facebook would hash your photos to create a digital fingerprint or link. Facebook claimed that back then even, they didn't actually store your images. They just stored your digital fingerprint that represented those images.
Mm-hmm.
It appears that this stopncii.org uses the same technology, only now your images and videos don't even go through Messenger. In fact, they don't even leave your computer. All of the computations necessary to compute the image's hash happens in the browser, which means that the images never leave the person's device.
Mm-hmm.
And then once the photos are submitted in the system, this digital fingerprint is generated, which is assigned to the photos, which can then be easily used to instantly detect in the future attempts. If somebody tries to upload them and share them, it'll say, hey, I recognize
the fingerprint.
Yeah. So I guess, first of all, what I don't understand is, so Facebook is doing this.
Okay.
But there's so many other sites out there. So I think people would just be able to post them in other sites. So I don't know how exhaustive this solution is.
Yeah. Post them on Pinterest.
So if I had a picture of me drinking a beer, fully clothed, of course, and I submitted this to this database, I guess the theory is if somebody ever got a hold of that picture of me drinking the beer, it should work, right? They
Right.
couldn't post that picture. So I guess in theory it would work that way. But what if I took a picture of a Heinz ketchup bottle and somebody else had a picture of Heinz in their I guess it has to be an exact replica of the picture is my guess. It can't just be an image that has something that would show up in some. I'm just trying to think about the loopholes here, the things that wouldn't cause this thing to work. Anyway, let me just finish up here. So Facebook says that the system was developed with privacy and security at every step. The company claims that only the hashtags are being shared with ncii.org and the tech firms. Here we go. And the tech firms taking part in the project. The companies claim that the explicit images and clips never leave the user's device and remain securely in the possession of the owner. So I guess there's other tech companies involved. So that might answer my original question. Maybe it spreads beyond just Facebook platforms. But Zuckerberg's behind this. So,
well, I always think if it never leaves your computer, and you're just, but how, I'm just wondering how they get the digital fingerprint to I guess I'm kind of a little bit lost in how the digital fingerprint stands in for your photo, especially if your photo never leaves your computer. I mean, I guess I was not paying attention as much as I should have.
Yeah, well, my guess is that what happens is, okay, so you have a picture. Well, here's what to do. So we'll talk about this.
Okay.
So if you suspect somebody might share your intimate photos, or they threaten to do it, you can submit your case through the stopncii.org website.
Okay.
This will require you to submit your photos, your videos, whatever, to show you in a compromised situation.
Okay.
The system will convert the saucy images into a hash value, essentially creating a numeric code in place of the image that can be used to detect whether the images are shared to Meta's platforms or wherever else. So then next, somebody tries to submit the same things. In theory, it should detect it to say, hey. So I guess that's the weird thing. They have to match it to the exact. So they have to almost like apply a fingerprint to every image that's uploaded to Facebook. So I guess that's the piece I don't understand how this works.
Yeah. And I would say if I were, well, of course, now the stuff does leave your computer if it has to go to this what is it called?
stopncii.org.
Yeah, stopncii.org. They see the photos in order to submit.
No, they say that it stops in your browser. So there's some sort of computation that happens at your local level, like on your computer. That's what they say. Now there's an evil side of this that tells me, okay, they want all this information about you to begin with. What's going to stop them from getting this from you? And
well, I just find it interesting that that Facebook's saying we're interested in your safety and privacy. I mean, aren't they the same people that everything you put on Facebook, they go and sell it to?
Absolutely.
So and they're probably selling it to the government as well, not just other advertisers and companies and stuff like that. So I just have a hard time believing that a company that it made its fortune out of doing that sort of stuff is all of a sudden massively interested in your intimate, security. I don't
buy it either.
Especially over images that are very compromising. I mean, all right. I guess if it stays in your browser, I was thinking if they could hack the imprint or not the fingerprint.
Yeah.
And then they could then see the photo, like some perverts working over at Facebook get to see the stuff anyway.
Total data breach possibilities here.
Oh, well, yeah.
What could possibly go wrong? Trust us.
Oh, yeah.
We're just looking out for your best interest.